Welcome back, everyone, to the Beltway battles. We have a very exciting series for you guys today.
Yeah, we're looking at two very promising teams. I'm not too familiar myself, but we have SJU and Brooklyn College. I'm looking pretty excited.
Hopefully, Brooklyn College has survived all the tech issues that have plagued them the last week with all the flooding happening in New York, having to rebuild basically everything. We'll have to see if that comes into play at all. But it should be a very exciting and very fun matchup as we go in here. What do you think, Limmy?
Well, I remember hearing something earlier about how they had some issues being let into campus, and I'm glad we managed to figure that out. I was a little bit worried we were going to have a delay. Ascent looking really strong. I'm a big fan of Ascent. I'm really interested to see what comps we're going to be working out.
As we see the Reyna.
Yeah, Reyna's a pretty big one, especially on a map like Ascent, where, I mean, the meta's been basically fine-tuned for the past year. It hasn't changed really that much. I'm very excited
going to be an interesting pick. We can see both teams what they're right now. I mean, Reyna's the only.
Reyna Chamber
like
could be
mental
something.
athlete. Mental athlete's been kind of having is like Phoenix or Jet. See if he picks Phoenix.
I'm seeing the hover on Chamber, and I'm kind of excited. I know, especially for the Reyna pick, you kind of got to be feeling yourself. It's a lot of trust to have, and especially if it's solo duelist. I'm a little bit intrigued if they decide to go the solo duelist Reyna route. Kind of excited, not gonna lie.
From the Chamber to the Brimstone, Tux is having
Brimmy on Ascent. Come on, Brimmy on Ascent. Where can you go?
Brimmy with the stimmy.
Exactly. Looks like we're going pretty safe on Brooklyn College side. Looks pretty par for par with Metacomp. Especially with the Jet. I mean, after the nerfs, I'm going to be honest, she's still kind of the best in the Sen. Can't really get much better.
Brooklyn College definitely doing just meta. I mean, Omen, KO, Sova, just meta. Almost every team plays it. Actually, you going for a more unconventional comp with the Reyna Brimstone.
This is something I have not seen before. I'm curious how they're going to be juggling smokes, especially. Looking to see Brim probably mid most of the rounds. We'll see how BC responds with that.
It's going to be interesting having the Brim and Reyna. You're going to have to fight for a ton of space since you don't have as much info as the KO gives you. You're going to have to be fighting with your double flash with the Sky Reyna flash and taking as much space as possible and not letting Brooklyn College work.
It seems like SJU is going to have to fight pretty hard on defense here, especially with the Reyna. I feel like their entry is going to be pretty weak, especially on attacker side. I'm hopefully looking to see them carry out at least a strong, maybe like 8-4-7-5, just because attack's going to be really good. Probably one of the worst entries for this map.
I 100% agree. They need as many defense runs as possible here, and I'm hoping that SJU has something cooked up for this defense side. As we get into the pistol round, this should be very interesting.
Yeah, I'm very curious to see how they're going to juggle this Brim around. I know they're going to have to put him somewhere heavy mid lane, and if Brooklyn College decides to find out where Brim is playing most of the rounds, they're just going to have a really easy 5-hit. I feel like it's going to be really hard.
Looks like Brooklyn College is setting up for a fast B-fake here with the Omen Flash. Jet going fast and it's over there, over top.
Doesn't look like they're aware of okay, this could be a really strong fake off-rip on pistol round. Which, I mean, SJU doesn't really have the info to find out. They're kind of going to have to face check everything.
It's baited SJU. It's baited the entire roster over to mid and B,
walking on the A site. Really strong first pick. I'm surprised. I mean, the fact they managed to get one at all. Reyna with really aggressive peek out cat. Omen with a lurk up tree. This could be big.
Lenny doesn't know. Here has freeze.
The Reyna's still late tree. Reyna's still late tree. I don't even think Omen is.
You're gonna get shooting there. The flash coming over top.
Enemy remaining.
Oh my god, and big 2 picks. Do they know Reyna's tree? Reyna unfortunately able to not find a single. Really strong pistol round with College. What a great fake, to be honest. Coming straight out of pistol round fake first round. Kind of caught me off guard there, not gonna lie.
That was beautiful. The combination of the Omen Flash, the knife, the jet dash, and the soul are going over just baited all of the shade. Continue to be, leaving it nice and for Brooklyn College to plant and get a free post one.
Looks like they're setting up for a full 5B here. The thing that really sucks is with Grim playing Garden, they're not going to be able to get a smoke off rip. And with KJ playing solo on site, this seems like it's going to be pretty free for Brooklyn College.
Yeah, just leaving more on site here, hoping to do something, but just look at dash over top.
And a fast first pick coming out of Jet. Reyna with the Marshall coming out market.
Oh, noodle. Oh,
Sova
noodle.
caught with their pants down. Good pick out of Omen here. It looks like they're pushing the market. Are they aware? Jet finds 2.
Judge
They know Skyster as well. Honestly, one of my
best
personal favorites.
YZ impression.
One of my personal favorites, especially on Ascent, was that can't go wrong with the Judge if you're going fast.
I'm faster than Sky's wolves.
I honestly wouldn't be surprised if they take a B again, just because they're aware that the brim is kind of late, and they're not getting these off-round rip smokes. They're not being countered pretty much at all.
One thing Brooklyn College just can't do is stop a fast exec. I mean, if there's no brim molly in the choke point, there's nothing stopping SJU or Brooklyn College from just running out.
They really have
Watch and learn.
stall on the side of SJU. I didn't really realize it at first, but with the lack of no Raze and Brim instead of Omen as well as no KO, they really have nothing to stop these full
Out
of
of charges.
aggressive 5-man sight.
Stim beacon down.
And it looked like Brooklyn College has made the right choice again, doing a fast split, giving the trade onto Brim, leaving almost a free ace. They only have to take him down Meow.
It looks like there's going to be an extremely slow rotate off the side of SJU here. Maybe possible for a good pinch. Jet finds 1.
Gun here.
Reyna extremely late to the fight here. I'm not gonna lie, it's looking really strong for Brooklyn College again. They might be able to take this bonus.
SJU just getting outmatched right now, outclassed in any of these fast execs, not having anything to stop it.
Omen with a late lurk up mid could find something strong at a cap, but I think the fight comes before they can
Last
make
player
it.
standing.
Big trade out of KJ. Okay, no, this looks
Mission is free.
a strong bonus round. Yeah, you know, I'm starting to see a lack of info, especially, I know they have Sova, but without that KO, without, you know, something aggressive to take space, they're not really finding like this info early in the round.
Yeah, I 100% agree. SJU has nothing to stop Brooklyn College here, nothing to actually get info. All they can rely on is their heavy pushes and their stacks. No, it's just been off. Right now, there's been nothing. We're kind of relying on Flanny here to get something with the Marshall done.
You know, I was really excited seeing the Reyna pick, especially on Ascent, where the meta's basically been refined to a fine point. You know, it's been the same for years. I was really excited to see, like, especially in aggressive push, like, we're not finding that value that we're looking for.
That is one of the main problems with Reyna, Lumi, is that if Flanny isn't able to have a good game, then there's no impact. There's nothing.
See, now, if they had decided to opt for a double duelist, which isn't extremely uncommon, we've seen things like Brags, where I believe even,
Oh my god.
but I can't even finish my line and they're already done with the round. This is looking like God.
Mental Athlete is declaring this game over, going 10-1 with the help of Kira and Noodle. I mean, just absolutely fragging out more kills than the whole SJU roster combined at this point.
I mean, you know, if that isn't a sign to nerf the Judge, I don't know what is. But we're looking for an aggressive Reyna op glass cannon. A little bit unheard of, I'm not gonna lie, especially with the way they've been playing. Honestly, I feel like the way that they save this game is they got to be more aggressive with their
Get out of
space
my
taking.
way.
As we can see by the setup on defense here, they're playing extremely passive. No map space, dogging off rip. But it looks like KJ managed to dodge it. They're gonna just walk back up for the space. They're being way too passive here.
No mid control, no tree control, no A control. What does SJU have except for the B site?
And with you know, no KJ util set up mid, I'm not quite sure where we have. It looks like we have the alarm bot lane, but we have nothing for this mid lurk. Maybe an extra jump spot, but by that point, I feel like we might lose our KJ or our Sky to a late lurk for a moment.
Brooklyn College is able to take as much as they want right now, able to make any decision in the world that they want. Unless Flanny's able to do something here. Getting one
Big pick. Probably the best pick they could have found there. They're down their smokes players, but unfortunately, I mean, with the way that they're playing, at least on the side of SJU, it doesn't really matter
Right here.
to lose this win. Really aggressive Judge plays. Oh my god.
Rockin'
But it
stuck on
works.
Cider. He get one. He gets one. He's gonna have to do more. He's gonna have to do a miracle here. Can he
They're
get
gonna
two?
need to group up and fight for him, otherwise.
Roaming.
Mental Athlete is going to clear
Spike
this game.
planted.
Nice
He's actually
3K.
forward.
I mean, at this point, you know, with the economy kind of down bad and we have a glass cannon op on the board, we really should just be
Placing sentry.
trying to find something. this point, with 1 HP on the board, or well, 25, I guess, and a glass cannon op, we really should be leaving.
Surely we don't stick around, right? Surely
This
we
is,
try to
this
take
is
the
getting a
operator.
little bit scary. We know Mental Athlete's kind of an aggressive jet player, which is something I personally like to see myself, but they are hunting
Ooh, we're
down
gonna
this
see
op.
this mid battle.
And a
Oh,
nice 4K from
no.
Mental Athlete, but that really is going to demolish the econ for SJU going forward.
Oh, Lenny typing in chat there. This is looking not good for SAU here, Gloomy. You
I
said it
mean-
yourself. We needed to see 5. We needed to see at least 4. What are your thoughts?
We needed to see a very strong defense half, especially with the team comp with as little info as this. I was really looking for more aggressive plays. Especially with, when you pick that Reyna, you know, you're looking for, I guess, ego in a way. You're looking for self-confidence, especially for the team themselves. They're putting a lot of trust into that Reyna pick. And it doesn't look like there's a lot of team play. Honestly, to put it simply, it looks more like a sentinel just lurking in the back of the map. You know what I'm saying? Especially with these off-angle op holds and these, I guess, second contact fights. I was really hoping for something more aggressive.
100%. We need to see some sort of stand here. We need to see SAU doing something. This game cannot snowball out of control if SAU wants any hope of winning.
Especially with, if we look at our mini-map for at least the past few rounds, we've noticed that Sky and KJ are kind of just playing on-site. And we've seen so many lurk-ups. I mean, luckily, we did get that pick on the Omen with our op off of our Reyna. You know, the late lurk, it could have been very bad, but at least with the info that we have been getting, it's been way too reactive. We're not fighting for any of the space. And I mean, like, a Sky Flash telling us that somebody's B main isn't going to tell us how many.
Just something. We need some sort of hard info to capture this aggression. And it looks like they decided to take aim in control. This is a step in the right direction. Now what can SNU do off of this? Getting the first pick onto Tyrell. And that's
This is
able to go.
It's a perfect example of what happens when we really space. We've had ourselves start out on the same side with our Reyna, and I think we're Reyna for the past 3 rounds. We are just... This judge could go big. Very close range battles here. Unfortunately, gets shut down. Playing very separate here.
Last player standing.
Very unfortunate. Can Flanny go big here? It's going to be very, very rough, especially smooth off. And it looks like we are saving. I respect it. Hopefully we don't get hunted down like last round.
This is the second time we're saving.
Yeah, I mean, back-to-back, you know, we're down 0-5. We really need to start switching it up. I was hoping with the timeout, especially, we were going to see like a switch being flipped, maybe some more aggressive plays, maybe some more team synergized plays, because we've been playing really reactive on the side of SJU. Especially for the past 2 rounds, going back all the way to pistol. We just really have not been fighting for that space.
I think SGU took a step in the right direction with me. They took a main control. They took some sort of control, some sort of fight to Brooklyn College. They got the first pick.
And I mean,
But
that's a really good start.
As you said, Sky and Killjoy are stuck on site. They get picked off, and the round goes back into Bridge's favor, right? We need to figure out the B site for SGU. We need to figure out that side of the map in order to have a chance of winning this game.
It looks like we're opting for a switch up in our defense setup, which is nice. It's a nice start, but with our Silva still being A main, we really aren't getting the info we need. Obviously, I'd like to see us being more aggressive with our either mid info or fighting for space, but like, you know, just taking these dry swings off rip really isn't going to provide us anything. And the insta rotates as well. That's really the weakness from the lack of info with this comp.
100%. I mean, the first 5 seconds of the round, look at where we are for SJU.
We basically given them a B. Yeah, we basically given them all a B at this point. And I get it, you know, we have a very don't get the info from the Sky Flash. This could be really perfect for BC over here, actually, with allowing them to lurk up for the full 5 then. But we do have a judge on the side of Brim. Could be really big if we set up properly.
Now, do you agree with this judge positioning now?
Maybe off release if we're talking old school Rays with double mids, or maybe old Ducky would have hit from that range.
Smoke's down.
Now, what do we see Tuck do here? Is he staying on site? Is he taking this ult? He goes for one, gets traded.
Shuts down the KO. It's still not going to be enough, especially with the positioning we have here. We don't have any of that retake utility. We're not able to play off of our dog too well. We're playing against a full 5 site hold.
Plenty not finding the impact from the operator that we would like to see here as actually sets up for their retake.
And especially what we're seeing, at least with the way that they're playing, we can tell, you know, they don't have the info. We don't know what's clear, what's not. And especially with these double setups, at least for lane and both nice. Ooh, big pick out of Flanny here.
Last player standing.
Noodle gets 3!
Just nuclear.
It's 4!
What a wall bang! Oh my god. And Noodle said, "Nah, today that's my site." We are 0-7 on the side of SGU.
Brooklyn College wants this 13-0. They want it. It's in their sights. The mental athlete Noodle popping off this game and actually not able to find anything. No momentum off of the timeout that came through. I mean, absolutely nothing.
You know, I was really hoping to see maybe a switch being flipped, realizing, hey, you know, we have not been contesting this space off rip or finding this early info. And I mean, Soba did a really good job, at least last round, taking that aggressive peek to, you know, find some kind of info. But as we can see here, if we look at the setup, we're going to have an insta rotate pretty much already. Reyna being stuck mid.
It ain't stuck.
Snakes being found out. You know, the way that I like to think about it, especially on their
Flashing on.
God, and the kills are going to be found almost instantaneously.
They want this game done. They want this game over.
At this point, it's kind of a mercy killing. We got to put them out of their misery at this point.
Oh my gosh.
Running practically into our spawn.
One
There's not a
enemy
lot for us to do here. And KJ alone on A site. Let's see if they can make anything out of this. Nothing really to save. I'm pretty sure they know where they are.
Tanking the turret. Oh my god.
And a very quick flawless. I was not expecting the matchup to be this in favor of Brooklyn College. Especially going into this, I thought the teams were pretty par for par, but it looks like it was wrong.
If you're actually here, Mimi, what are you thinking?
Honestly, you know, the comp is kind of an issue, especially with Arena. I feel like, at least from the way that Arena is playing, we really need to be seeing some doubling up, you know, especially with our Sky. People kind of tend to underestimate how strong just that pairing of blinds is. And I mean, like, we've seen it from PRX on maps like Bind. Pairing up those two flashes are really strong. But our synergy just hasn't been there with it. Especially with our setups. We got, like, the double up mid. Ooh, big 2 picks out of Brim. Looking to bring us in one round.
He's going forward, gets picked off.
4v3, let's see. I really don't want to see us throw away our man advantage here. This would be the absolute worst.
This needs to be actually used round. Right here, right now, they need to capitalize on this 4v3. This mid fight needs to go their way.
Especially with the info difference here, they only have KO. And I mean, KO trying to contest this solo A main hit with a random being a little bit too aggressive. We don't want to see a loss here.
Spike down.
We find the pick. Good trade. The 2v3 we have all of our ults up here. There is no realm in which we lose. Mental athlete.
Mental athlete has something to say about it.
They really want to make this a 12-0 half. Oh God, this is going nuclear for mental athlete. I mean, we're looking at what, like 17-2? I can't even tell at this point.
Why is SU fighting mid? I mean,
we got a 2v2 with Seekers up. I mean, this shouldn't have been a lost round in any way.
30 seconds left.
30 seconds on the board. We do have Seekers. They're grouping for the B main, and our KG is just kind of sitting in spawn.
They're so separated here from SGU. Sky could get picked off here, and it's a 3-round for Brooklyn College. Molly going through.
I really want to see Sky take care of it.
Last player standing.
Potentially
10
a
seconds
big
left.
fight, but unfortunately we couldn't find the kills.
Mental
You know,
athlete
Spike
going
planted.
on the ace.
For a minute there, it looked like it could have been a collat. It was really close. I was rooting for them. They really needed this round, but unfortunately, they just didn't get it through.
Flash going in. Info found on some more.
You know, it's still very possible they do have that KG ult. Enough time to use it if they really want to solidify one round, but it doesn't look like they're going to be able to.
And she's over.
And Brooklyn College brings another round, going 0-9. College. It's, you know, it's disheartening to see, especially with a lead. Looking at, like, what, 4-2, 4-3? For a minute there, it was really in favor of SGU getting the first round on the board.
If you're SGU, Lumi, are you just resetting to next map? Or is it just
if
over?
I'm SGU, we're limping at this point. I mean, like, obviously, you know, the thing about Valorant is it's a very big mental game, and especially for our players like our Sky on SGU side, you know, you gotta be wondering what's going through their head. Even in favor of our Sova and our KJ, it's gotta be messing with people.
100%. Just something. Keep your spirits up. It's a BL3. right? And the pleasures of doing BO3s is that you have more money.
Mental
You can
athlete
win
just
next
basically
round.
running them down. It's looking like a mercy killing at this point. There's nothing in the favor of SJU at all this half. I'm really hoping to see them come through and hit flip a switch, maybe start playing a little bit more together because I feel like their comp is a little bit better for attack, but on defense, man, they're not putting up the numbers that we really, really need.
Doesn't matter if your comp's better for
Deploying
attack
drone.
if you only got one round to lose. I mean,
If you're SJU's coach
Last
here, what are
player
we
standing.
what are you mentally taking notes of for this next half to hopefully bring it back?
if I'm SU's coach, I've closed my notebook. I mean,
What do you
I am
think, bro?
preparing for
Ready to
to map
stretch your
this
wings?
over. Yeah, I mean, there's not much you can say.
It is a best of three, and I know, at least in the favor of Ascent, sometimes off meta is not the move. You know? In some cases, teams like Paper X, I know I've referenced them quite a few times this match, but they make it work purely by the fact that they play so well off of that aggression, and I was really hoping to see some really aggressive plays, especially with the Sky Reyna. The Brim is more of an aggressive controller, at least in my opinion. That skin getting really fast-paced, just not seeing it.
I mean, look at the utility usage here. Sky Ultimate offered, Brim will coming through offer.
Big opening pick,
absolutely no
though.
value.
Finally finding those first bloods that we were really looking to see earlier in the half. I mean, at this point, we're hoping to see it snowball.
But, I mean, just look
We're
back to the other round. It was a 4v3 in SU's favor, and we trolled.
Our Sova's stuck. At this point, I'm kind of wondering, at least if I were SGU's, I gotta be thinking, what's the game plan here? What are we running? It doesn't look like very strat based, Kind of looks like we're just trying to limp through the next half and see what we can make work. Especially with the 360s coming out of our Brim as well.
We showed up thinking... They showed up thinking that they would get at least a chance, and I mean, Brooklyn College just absolutely shut it down.
This setup as well. I mean, our Brim finds another one, which Tuck has been doing pretty well this half, especially on the Brim on Ascend. But judging from the multiple 360s, they got to be
30
looking
seconds left.
checked out. At least for this map, I hope not for the entire series.
Just running through his own smoke. You're not.
I mean, you love to see it. You love to see the confidence. Maybe we should have put this guy on the
remaining.
Big picks out of Meow coming back. Would those be their first kills of the half? I'm not too sure. But they're bringing it back.
They're
I'm
all
glad to see
three.
Last round.
all
before the
three in
switch.
one round. We're bringing it back. I'd love to see the confidence. And to clip that stream coming out of Tuck. The Brim is kind of pulling it back a little bit. First round on the board. And honestly, I mean, grouping up for this full 5A hit and seeing how SGU's been playing on defense, haven't been finding that early info. And the quick rotates as well. This team's been extremely susceptible to fakes.
Yeah, 100%. I wonder if Brooklyn College takes this round and tries to end it, right? Are you looking for a 10-2 or 11-1 here from College?
Molly!
Do you need the 11-1?
Beacon down.
Probably not, right?
We've been sitting on KJ ult for probably about, let's see, like 3 rounds here. So at this point, I'm expecting us playing retake with it or
You should
do
run.
something. But we're Big Lurk got a noodle, possibly able to
Disrespecting.
find something. Does he know?
Here's
Grim
Tuck
ultimate.
running away. Tuck just
Tuck
staying
not
on
running
site.
at all.
He's just
Taking the
staying.
Oh,
Balls.
it looks like there's got to be some kind of miscommunication, especially for the way that they're playing the game currently. It looks more like a bunch of individuals and less like
I
environment. Bunch of teams.
100% agree with me.
I mean, especially with this, there's no reason for Brooklyn College to
One enemy remaining.
SGU hasn't solidified themselves as enough of a threat not to. But going into this next half, I really want to see us keep the
Switching
mental up.
sides.
The biggest thing here is just being able to snowball and find those first picks. We really need to go into this next half not being afraid of what happened and not afraid of that 111.
If you are an SAU fan, you need to believe that your team needs to piss around. You need to piss around to even have a chance at winning this game. If we get the piss around, then we can talk about it. Then we can talk about moving forward. Then we can talk about me coming back. But we need to start here. We need to see value coming out of this arena, and we need to secure this on SG.
Especially with the 111 half, we really need to see a strong first 2 rounds. I mean, 111, we lose one round, we basically lost the game. Going up against a full buy on an eco is just, especially with that much pressure. Like a big full 5 mid hit, Omen might be able to contest.
But you're running through with the
Brim's
sheriff.
basically just full ego swinging him at this point, but honestly, I don't blame him. So you gotta find that confidence.
360. Oh my gosh.
Hero with a very big
field day.
Mental athlete finding the trade almost instantly. Very strong picks out of both sides here. It's looking really good. A bit of a whiff here.
One enemy remaining. Spike down. Defender spawn.
You know, at this point, regardless of which team you're rooting for, you just have to applaud the fact that no matter
Match
what, both
point.
teams have still been trying. I mean, the knife
As
fight
you
coming
say
out.
that. As you say that.
Maybe I spoke a little bit too soon here, but you know, we'll see. We'll see if we can end it strong with a little bit of a knife fight. Mental athlete buying, you know,
That's
our
a
famous
negative.
judge.
Hira, no fun.
No fun. I mean, when you're going 24-5 with the Hoover vacuum cleaner at your side, you really kind of got to figure out.
Stay safe.
Must
It-
be the IGL.
Let's see. I mean, with the odds stacked against them and going for a pretty similar play,
Molly.
the 360 Brim lineup's coming out, and it looks like SJU's pretty defeated, both mentally and on the scoreboard as well. Strong pick out of Tuck. A little bit of a whiff there out of our KO.
Spike
Instant
down
trades.
mid.
Running
No.
into the judge, though. Mental athlete.
Tuck kind of mentally checked out. I'm not gonna lie. Mental athlete being a bit of a mental menace.
Oh, God,
One
over
enemy
judge
remaining.
coming through.
And a 1v4, I mean, really, you know, what are you looking for at this point?
Nothing.
Strong first match.
Defenders win.
College. Unfortunate. I mean, at this point, you really have to chalk it up to, you know, sense just kind of the meta map. And sometimes you really just have to stick with what works.
Well, unfortunately, that game was not the most exciting we've ever seen, right? But this is a BO3. We have another 2 in store for you all, so make sure you don't go anywhere.
Really excited to see how we can switch this back around. I'm hoping they bring it back strong. Especially with these multi-battles fundamentals for the pass round as well. Very unfortunate.
Well, guys, we have a 5 to 10 minute break, and then we'll be right back with our next game of the series.
Oh, no
Never
break.
mind. Okay.
No break. Yeah, they really just want to get this
God.
done, don't they?
Oh my god. Okay, yeah. We're just going right back
point,
into
you know?
it.
At that point, you really just gotta keep going.
I mean,
I
I can't believe it.
For bind, this is SGU's pick. You know, maybe they're a little bit uncomfortable on Ascent. I get it. You know, it's kind of a very basic, very boring map, especially with how proven, tried and true, and how many experiments, I'd like to say at least, are going to be run on such a map as Ascent. It's the oldest standing map, I'd like to say. I could be wrong, but it is pretty boring. There isn't a lot of variety, and it kind of just showed on the side of Brooklyn College. They had that consistent, strong, well thought out base.
100%. I think binds here is a map you kind of utilize more than Ascent, right? You can go into bind, be a little more scrappy. You can kind of come up with more ideas that incorporate the brimstone. Right? It's more of a map that you can do those kind of agents and use them to their full extent, right?
I mean, on
Coming
bind,
out.
yeah, on bind especially. You know, we've seen like so many eras of comps, especially. I know double controller is extremely strong currently, but I mean, I've seen teams run single controller. You know, we can try a double sentinel comp here and there. I mean, bind is a lot more forgiving, especially with these experimental comps. Which, if I'm being honest, SJU just looked a little bit uncomfortable on the map on the comp they chose. I'm not too sure if there was, you know, substitute players or a miscommunication at the start there, but they did look really uncomfortable.
I 100% agree, Lumi, but either way, we do need to see something in the department of mechanics, right? We see some shooting. We can't let mental athletes just run around with this judge and absolutely farm, right? We need to see some sort of stopping power out, something to these amazing players.
Especially with the, you know, the really, I guess egotistical would be the way to put it. the Reyna pick coming right back out again, and I've got to say I'm not.
Do you agree?
As excited. I'm not looking as excited as I was on Ascent, purely because the way we played our Reyna last map, it wasn't as confident as or as strong as we needed it to be. However,
Surely
the
we don't
Chamber,
play Omen on
very
Bind.
excited.
Surely we don't play Omen on Bind and
You
put him
know-
on Ascent, right?
You know,
Surely not, right?
it's looking a little upside down, out of whack. But I mean, honestly, I
Where
think
was this on Ascent?
we've got two people hovering Omen. We could go for a little roulette here. We'll see. But the Reyna Chamber raise, I'm a little bit more comfortable with the idea of running double duelist than I am of
Who
running
likes
single
being
Reyna.
tucked on the chamber, right? We could see Tucked had the fire, right?
Tuck
but
looked
that
a little
just
bit
couldn't be
mental
used.
checked out.
It
Mental,
couldn't be
Select your
utilized on the
agent.
brim.
Yeah, they looked like they were a little bit more aggressive towards the end there. They really wanted to take those fights.
Walking in the Omen.
It looks like we had a bit of a role swap as well. I mean, Meow was our original flash initiator, and Tuck
I
was
think-
our controller.
I think SGU thinks this is Ascent because we have a KO and an O coming out on Ascent, but not on Pine. Sorry, but not on Ascent.
It looks like we might have gotten our little our strat bug flipped around. Not gonna lie to you, but I do like the look of this comp a little bit more than the comp we were running on Ascent. Even though I am a little bit confused by the choice of controllers and flash initiator. I mean, you're missing out on a really big part of Bind, with the teleporters being pretty much necessary to have any fighting chance of taking space, which obviously we see coming out of Brooklyn College again with a very strong, very practiced comp, very safe, nothing too experimental.
100%. I mean, Brooklyn College is going back to tried and true, right? They're sticking with the meta. This is truly a battle between meta and whatever SU can cook up, whatever their coach is thinking. This is going to be a battle of the brains, a battle of the mechanics. Let's see if SU can be up to the task and come back after that stomping on Ascent from Brooklyn College.
And at this point, we really just need to see some mental fortitude, which is something that it looked like we were lacking in the beginning there when we were getting respectfully kind of rolled. But starting off the full 5A, this could be very strong. However, they are pushing the strong side. Really want to see these strong
Running into
aggro
that
picks.
shotgun.
Raze finds the pick on the shorty. Unbelievable. I surely good frag at a kill. Looking very scary.
To get the flank kill. Dog coming through, following the dog. Brim swings with. Dude, the kill's
Good
gone. Brooklyn
trades.
College is fair.
SJU really needs to find these refrags.
Walking up with the classic
He's
right click coming through.
Standing.
Leaving tucked
Chambers.
in this 1v2. With the
I'm not too
sheriff.
sure if they're aware of them. I don't think we spotted our chamber earlier in the round. Could be aware, could not be.
Now, Lumi. Tucked has a sheriff.
One enemy
Chamber.
remaining.
Oh, very strong pick. And down to a 1v1 alt. Tucking the 360. Has to be aware. Has to be aware of that.
Surely we keep our gun out.
Surely we're not hopping around.
Capitalizing.
And the coach is definitely screaming in their lobby right now. I'm not gonna lie to you. If you're SJU's coach and you see your chamber jumping around, knife out pretty much. What are you thinking?
I'm losing my mind. I'm kicking my PC, calling a tech pause. I mean, rescheduling the match to tomorrow. Like, this is absurd.
I wouldn't be surprised, especially with the kind of throw arounds we've been doing at least recently on the side of SGU. I wouldn't be surprised if we see some LFT posts coming out later tonight.
Oh my gosh. That is that's
Smoke's
criminal.
down.
Yeah, I 100% agree. Brooklyn College, I mean, just doing a fantastic job to be capitalizing on SU's mistakes, but
We have a bit of a weird playstyle from KO, who has bomb, by the way, sitting back
Fence is
being
spike.
short as well. I'm not
there
too
you
sure if
go,
there was a
AFK.
miscommunication. Looks like we're having our KO be a live chamber trip, especially with the nerf on chamber trip. We don't have that global pressure anymore. We're cosplaying double.
I mean, when you have Tucked running in like this, you might need a
The judge coming
IRL
out of
chamber
mental
trip.
athlete, and they get shut down. This is looking like a really strong
Remaining.
force up round for SJU. And SJU fighting back pretty cleanly. I'm honestly quite surprised. I wasn't expecting a force up, much less a much more team coordinated playstyle that
I don't think Brooklyn College was either. I mean, getting caught completely by surprise by SG. They're able to get there first.
You also gotta like acknowledge the fact that their KO was kind of AFK for the majority of the round with Bomb playing pretty much back B short. You know, if there was an opportunity to fight for that space, Brooklyn College did not find it within that time frame. And a really scary gamble stack on A.
Flash coming through, Dark coming through, just running it down practically. Fast market. Will Tuck realize this, turns around. Is he gonna go for the ego swing like we've seen before? He's able to get the first. Can he get the second? Gets the second. Traded by Kira.
One enemy remaining.
And a good, strong trade as well out of SJU. It's looking like a 3v1. But you got to be honest with that scary play running into a full funnel of 4. Giving them a Vandal and the possibility of getting those refrags up is just it's a little bit too much risk.
Now, what can Tyrell do here? Tyrell needs to find something. Make sure he can get at least one.
Spike
Hurt the
planted.
economy. Some form of damage. So they can't snowball, right? They can't get momentum from what happened last map.
At this point, if you're Tyrell, I honestly think you're just looking for these exits.
What is with Chambers and not having their gun out?
Something we need to write down in these VOD reviews, especially the coaches, is just unbinding our knife key, because it's been way too convenient for this cases. That's what I'm looking for. Sorry, a bit of a sleepy day today.
Yeah.
But way too many knife pull-out animations today. I get we're spending $50 on it, but
I know it looks cool. I know it flips around. I know Riot steals all of our money. But this is the Beltway battles, Lumi. We need to see some form of fight here. We need to see some form of contesting to this SU roster.
especially with at least
You want to play?
like
Let's play.
hip walking, trying to catch somebody off guard. The only person you really catch off guard is yourself. Strong picked out a tucked, immediately traded out on Reyna by Kira. You know,
Running it down.
At this point, it kind of just does look like we're playing Run It Down Simulator, but it's working for them a lot better on Vine than it was a sim.
What do you think is the difference? Is it tucked?
I think the role swap was pretty big change. Obviously, some of our more aggressive players have been swapped to more fitting roles. Like Tucked was being way too aggressive on Brimstone last map, and it does suit him a lot better on Chamber. So I'm very happy to see that big shutdown push before they even start.
Actually, you're just having to reset here, right? Knowing that A short just see you off limits with this brim smoke coming out, with Noodle just absolutely fragging, kind of relying on Tucked here in showers to find something, right? Find something with his ult, find something with the chamber dig, something.
Yeah, and you know, a little bit of a questionable, just random, pop shot with the op. I mean, sometimes you kind of got to go for those, especially
30
with the mental
seconds left.
reset. You kind of got to just take things as it goes and look for the opportunities to make. Big pick.
Is able to find a second. Can he find the one triple? Cannot. Kira trades. He's onto site. Kira, can he get there? To be coming through.
One enemy remaining.
And
But
bombs
bomb is
down.
lost.
Spike down A.
That's round.
Unfortunately, 10 seconds, and
10
Omen is
seconds
going to be
left.
forced to save.
That
Really
is
strong
round.
plays. Really strong plays at a Brooklyn College. They played that very well. Props to them on each other. I mean, the difference is very noticeable. You look at the two teams, you look at the spacing between each player, and you can tell who's practiced and practice their spacing, practice their trades, and who's kind of just sort of winging it. I hate to say it, but on the side of SJU, they kind of just look like they're winging the refrags, and a lot of it's just dumb luck.
I mean, I think we have to give big props to Noodle that round, right? Able to find the first onto Raze, and then just keeping A short just off limits for SU pretty much.
Nice spot
Getting that smoke down, getting the mollies down, and just denying them that space, denying them that round, forcing them to TP and just abort.
And especially with maps like Bind, you really have to, you can't take one without the other, right? If you give up A short and you go all showers, obviously you're going to. But the same thing, is present for B side as well. We're not showing too much contention on Hookah, which could be, the end of us could be fine. But I mean, obviously they're not contesting Hookah themselves. We're
Yeah,
up showers as well, and with no
One
pressure
surprise.
short, you kind of got to wonder what is our weak side here.
I mean, Tyrell just chamber diffing, frankly Tucked. Kira just killing Raze there and leaves this round into a 5v3 scenario, leaving Brooklyn College in a great spot.
Big pick out of Meow, but unfortunately you're kind of just grasping at straws here. We're playing pretty much solo fights with a 1 HP KO, coming in.
player standing.
He was able to take the space, but
Spike
Tyro
down
just
A.
shutting him down immediately. Noodle getting the final pick onto Omen, leading Brooklyn College into a 3-2
Pay
lead,
attention
setting them
and
up
learn
for this
something.
half if they can snowball on SU's eco run.
Yeah, so I gotta be honest, you know, if I'm on SGU, or if I'm a coach on SGU and I'm watching these solo fights, especially the ones out of showers, you know, I'm not seeing this player team synergy that I was originally looking for, especially with the double duelist comp and non-meta flashes. We really need to be on it.
I need to see something coming out from the KO on SU. Some form of lineup, something to help their team out. Getting a trade is a good
Spike
start, but
down,
still,
B.
Brooklyn College is winning these fights, and they're just winning everything.
And especially with, you know, we had A being our strong side and we're taking these fights in what looks like it's going to be a fast retake. We're pretty much walking on a site, and a lot of this just looks way too individualistic. Like, you know, our Omen's pretty much walking on a site and untradeable, if we're being honest. The group for CT, it looks really strong for BC.
100%. Skylo coming through, Flash coming through. Kraken's able to get one, leaving this in a 2v2 scenario. Oh my, getting scanned twice in a row.
Last player standing.
Able to get the pick anyhow onto Polo.
Last player standing.
But Noodle!
Noodle with a good clutch. God, and this is, honestly, if you're SGU right now, you gotta be wondering, is it us? Are we the problem? You're looking at these mini-maps and you see this spacing between each player. It really is kind of just teammates versus individuals, if I'm being honest. Mental athlete, not quite putting the numbers on the side, but it doesn't need to. Obviously, I mean, like, it's a team game at the end of the day, but we can see one team is way more oriented around each other than individual players.
100% agree. Brooklyn College, it seems like they've put in the effort, right? Put in the server time hours. They've put in scrim hours. Unlike SJU, which seems a little just uncoordinated at the moment.
And if you're SGU's coach on the side, especially with it's kind of a snooze fest in your chair as the coach of SGU, especially with the way our team's playing right now. We're taking a lot of individual solo peaks, solo fights, nothing really util based.
Oh my god!
He takes out a Noodle in an immediate shutdown, and this still looks very favorable in Brooklyn College, especially with the Sova ult and the spacing. We have full initiator util.
This is very winnable. We've seen them win 4v3s, 3v2s before, almost killing Meow and Triple, leaving him 1 HP, dashing out. Full blind, they're both of it.
And we're committing Razor to this as well. We really want this round. Sova 1 HP has to swing, and it's a strong finish for SGU. I'm surprised.
This game right now, Lumi, seems like a battle of the chambers. If, depending on what team gets the first chamber pick, that's the team that seems to be winning.
And, I mean, you gotta be honest, if you're SGU and you're looking at this KO pick, there has to be a lot more research done. You have to be researching these flashes, finding things, because that's the strength of KO, right? Especially if it's a head-to-head battle with Sky. You have to be abusing the fact that KO, if played in a more, like, passive and, I guess, lineup way with these flashes, is ultimately better than Sky, but just the raw difference between the two, their Sky is getting way more value.
100%. Sky is definitely able to kind of just like freehand everything almost. Kind of just able to come up with stuff on the fly versus this KO needs to have set executes, right? Set flashes, set knives, set mollies. We're just not seeing from SGU. There's definitely a hole in their attack.
Especially on the side of Brooklyn College, where we do have that dedicated info, right? We have our Sova. But with KO, we really only have soft info.
Lenny just running out with the flash, just on bench.
And Reina with the bomb as well. This could be very scary. And they do know bomb is bench, but we are kind of just falling out of a short. Taking a bunch of solo fights, and our knife is out again. You're going nuclear.
Last player
I'm
standing.
gonna jazz. You know, it's times like these where I'm really seeing our knives just not being used in the corner. We're not very proactive in gathering this info, which is kind of the weakness that I've noticed from SGU both maps now. So we play these very low info comps, but we don't compensate by trying to fight for space or find that info proactively enough.
How many rounds, Lumi, do you believe SU needs here on the attack to have a competitive game?
I mean, we're looking at probably, honestly, with the double duelist, I feel like we can still be very strong on defense. The only issue is on defense, we're going to be ultimately weaker without that Sky. With just KO by itself, we need to be very proactive. Our knives need to be very consistent and solid. We can't just be, throwing them willy-nilly or wasting them anywhere. Ultimately, I really think this is in favor of Brooklyn College, ultimately just because of the Sky. I think the Sky is the deciding factor here.
100%. Something that I'm very interested to see here as Tyrell gets the first pick is how Polo plans on using Solo. He's had that Solo for the last few rounds now and just hasn't used it. I want to see what Brooklyn College invested.
Speaking of, we're finding big here. Let's see, mental athlete finally deciding to wake up. It looks like maybe,
Look where the bomb. Look where the bomb is. Nudo stuck on site, gets picked off, leaving this in a 3v2, which is very winnable for SU if played correctly.
And it looks like a strong pinch as well. I don't think we're the Sky. If you're SJU here,
looks like there's only one option now. Dre's, oh my gosh, this could be perfect. Kiryu's gonna have no idea. It's gonna be good.
You have enough time. He needs to speed up. Doesn't realize that he's sticking
the bomb.
And no final kill out of this. At this point, you gotta be wondering, is it a lack of communication or is it the lack of info? What is really holding us back?
Pros don't fake. And Kira is saying that they are a pro right now. Winning this game 6-3, setting Brooklyn College up past half at the moment. SGU has no answer.
I mean, if you're SGU at this point, right, realize we've lost a lot of rounds to just
good work.
Honestly, kind of dumb things. Our Reina's still in spawn, kind of deciding where we want to go.
Let's play.
I feel like there's a lot of wasted time, util, and I guess effort as well. What do you think we need as SGU to bring this back to a solid 6-6 half?
I think we just need to see more team play, more coordination, right? I mean, in that 2v3, we just didn't see a well-coordinated fight in showers, right? If they had it, then that round is easily winnable.
Especially with how proactive college has always been. I mean, it's the numbers speak for themselves. The kills that are found speak for themselves as well. Our info on Brooklyn College's side is just too strong. And a chamber gap coming out on B long, it's little things like this where if we have the info, if we're playing a little bit more passive, where we have, I guess, an idea.
Doesn't matter. Slendy just dies. Kiri getting one getting traded out.
Last player
Nuno getting satcheled on.
Spike down
A.
A lot of these guys are untradeable. Something my previous coaches, my previous teammates have said about me in my competitive play. But honestly, you gotta on the side of SJU, you gotta be playing more. You gotta be falling for each other, playing off of each other more. Especially on the side of the Reina, coming out for a second round. I get it, rough start on Ascent especially. You have to carry that momentum. You have to carry that confidence.
As we said before, switching over to the chamber has been better, right? We've seen him getting a lot of these first bloods onto Brooklyn College, but this Reina pick coming out is just not found any value across the two maps.
I mean, it's
nothing.
College, a big opening pick Tyrell as well. Seeing the bait in this judge, and it's huge. What a nice team play. I mean, this is what we're looking for out of both teams, especially. Like, we bait in with that op, and we finish off with that. We're just not seeing anything from this team. Similar. Like, if we look at the long floating around, big pick out of Tuck, though, we can find some. And Kira does pretty much immediately trade it out.
I mean, nothing can be found for SU here. No hope, no straws to grasp onto. Quite literally nothing is coming out of this game. Just sense.
At this point, you gotta be wondering why we're not using these timeouts. I mean, I get it, especially if you're feeling a little bit defeated. The rounds have not been really in favor on both opening halves for both games, but you really need to be taking these timeouts as an opportunity, even if no coach is present, just to get that mental reset. Find your ability to bounce back.
I mean, something, right? Something to give the viewers hope, something to give the teammates hope, right? I mean, we're just getting picked off one by operators from Mental Athlete and Chamber.
shut down almost immediately, and it is. We're unable to get that bomb down. Noodle finding another refrag. It's just, it looks so promising, and then it doesn't.
Getting this round into a 4v2, which would be easily cleaned up unless Moore has something to say.
One enemy remaining.
Getting the 2K traded from the solo will leave it cracking. Dude, with the judge trying to get a taste of mentally to medicine.
At this point, down from the judge and dogs.
Oh my god, it is clean from Brooklyn College.
They shut it down for a 9-3 half, but we have seen
Switching
comebacks
sides.
like these before. 3-9, the 9-3 curse.
Another
I really
fight?
want to see us being more
Clean
proactive,
slate.
especially
Let's
on
see
the
whatever
side
happens.
Do you think if SU can win this pistol round, they have a chance?
Honestly, with the way we've been playing the game, I'm not too sure. We're not being proactive enough, and especially now that we're on defense, we're going to be seeing an even harder lack of info with this KO. We really need to see some coordinated knives or maybe some stall util. I don't want to see us being wasteful. I don't want to see any instant rotates like we had on the set. It's just too early to tell. We really need to see how it goes.
We need to see
A gift.
these duelists pop off, right? We need to see something coming out from the Rays. Tut's getting pushed off insta hookah. Brooklyn College setting up for this fast B-take.
And I mean, especially with such a fast B split and such a late rotate, we kind of need to fight on this site by our time.
Flash coming here, dropping out. Flanny getting picked off first. Tut's getting the trade. Tut's getting...
Tuck unable to finish him off, but Raze does find the refrag. We're still fighting heavily on site. 2v2 could be possible. Raze is 1 HP. Both of them low.
We're gonna
and Moore does
do!
finish it off, and we are looking possible for the side of SJU.
It is possible. There's a chance.
And I mean, it was a very sloppy start, and it was looking a little bit scary halfway through, but we did close it out. I really want to see us being more proactive with this info gathering, because honestly, we found out a little bit too late that it was a B split.
I mean, in the end, it does work out, right? SU was able to find something. This is the start of maybe a comeback. But we need to see this round clean. If this round can be clean, then maybe there's a chance.
Yeah, especially when you're on these, these buy rounds, we really don't want and Plenty getting scanned, already dinked, couldn't find an action. And that is a
Pick
very
off.
strong winning pick.
Mental athlete's gonna want this judge.
At this point, it's trademarked. You gotta be wondering, what are we doing at this point? What is our end goal? What is it? What are we hoping to accomplish? Now does find the refrag. It's still very strong. But if Brooklyn College can get this judge in the hands of mental athlete, how aggressive, it's anybody's game. And a classic pick as well coming up from Polo. Bort does find the refrag.
Getting flash that plank going down. Kraken able to take out mental athlete. Kraken able to take out Polo. Leaving Sky in this 1v3, and he's just not gonna come out for SG for Brooklyn College.
You gotta give him props, a nice clean 3K. But really, it was a lot more sloppy. We saw some of those individualistic plays that we've been seeing all half realistically, and can't be dying the classics on our force. You know what I'm saying? Like, the eco is damaged. It could have been better. Obviously, we are 9-5 right now, and that's a start. But the only way this is possible is if we're able to extremely damage Brooklyn College's econ. We need to win this round or damage their econ heavily enough to win flying colors next round.
Brooklyn College saying the opposite, right? Brooklyn College wants to win this round clean to help finish out this game, or just not give SU the round, right? Don't fall victim to these close quarters from Flanny and Raze.
I mean, a lot of aggressive peaks off rip. Is finding these aggressive
three
to see, and this is looking possible in a turn of events.
One enemy remaining.
Very strong picks out of Raze here,
Flawless.
Oh my gosh!
and the
it's
round
clean.
is over just as quick as it started. This is a switch flip that we were really looking for in terms of SGU. I don't know what happened. I'm not sure if we had some disagreements or someone finally said, "Hey, we need to lock in," but we did. And a timeout coming from the side of Brooklyn College. That's the first time we've seen it all series.
Sarah hasn't had to do anything, right? Laying back in his chair, basically just letting the team work, but seeing this bonus round go into the favor of JU has kind of put him a little bit worried, to be honest with me. If I was him, I would be worried, right? SU out of nowhere has gotten this momentum that we found was non. We thought it wasn't there, but they put it out from absolute nowhere to get this game maybe winnable for them.
And I mean, you got to be honest with SGU as well. We've seen that switch flipped and the aggressive plays coming out of both duelists on A short as well. That Reyna was looking a lot more like what it should have been looking for the past, game and as well as this map. We've seen these aggressive fights and it did work. And I want to see us carry this into the next round as well, especially when we're going against this eco.
Here.
You're a Surrey here, Lumi. What are you saying to your team to make sure they don't fall off track?
If I'm on the side of Brooklyn College, obviously, mental may be faltering, especially when we came into this very confident, coming from Ascent with a very strong lead. But we also have to be honest, there is no losing if we lose this game, right? Obviously, we go into a map 3 no matter what, right? So if I'm the coach of Brooklyn College, I'm just reminding them, take it one round at a time. There is no win or lose. We're still up, but we need to keep that lead. A very good opening up here. And I mean, the switch has been flipped. They look like an entirely different team in a matter of rounds themselves.
There's no solo plays anymore. We're seeing team play come out. We're seeing these picks go SU's way finally. I mean, it has been a game and a half, and we're finally seeing SU step up to the plate and find something. Brooklyn College is put on the back burner.
Yeah, and I mean, the way they're playing these maps, the way they're playing this spacing, they look like somebody smacked them into reality. I don't know if we've got the Kovacs up in the middle of this timeout, but we look like a different team.
This is SU's map pick, and they are starting to show why. They're giving Brooklyn College a taste of their own medicine. They're showing Brooklyn College that they are not going to be pushed over. And if I'm Brooklyn College, I'm scared.
Honestly, especially after losing our buy round, and pretty convincingly losing our buy round. It's what, like a 3-man advantage? Like, we didn't really do too much damage on our buy round specifically. Like, it's gotta be a reality check.
This round is going to be the turning point round in the game. This round is what decides pretty much the game. Brooklyn College wins, then I mean the bet. Then they're confident.
I mean, we also gotta be real with the fact that we're not really taking advantage of this map space. Like, we're putting our Sky solo showers in this point.
My ult is ready.
Tucked with another strong opening first blood. Like, he has been dominant these past 2 rounds.
Brooklyn College just has no answer for the chamber.
Most of this is kind of just dry fights, basically eco swinging. I'm not too confident in the Sky Lurk. We have no space clearing, no flashes for entering out on this B site. It's looking like it might be a TP and an A hit.
We need to see those flashes used to push off this chamber up, right? Stopping Chamber from getting any more space than he can take, right?
I mean, and on the side of SJU as well, we do have that Razor to shut down this push. And even though we are at a man disadvantage on a site, with that Razor, they still have to be very careful.
On the site, Razor's gonna get 2!
This push is basically shut down just as quick as it was started, and another up on the top. The round's over. And at this point, you've got to be wondering, Brooklyn College, what are they thinking at this point? If you're Brooklyn College and you've lost pretty much 5 rounds in a row, could go into 6. I mean, they're on the eco disadvantage as well. What are you thinking if you're Brooklyn College?
I mean, if I'm Brooklyn College, I need some sort of mental reset, right? We have to be like, it is okay. We lost, but we can get it back with only 1 round, right? We only need 1 round, and that might set you back on their back foot. We have to stop this operator coming out from tucked. We need to see
Get out of my way.
we need to see some sort of info or utility used to push him back. Maybe it's a dart. The dart is able to force him to TP off of long. Flash coming through, forcing him back into the elbow. This is really, really good coming out of Brooklyn College here.
Now finds 1. We also have to be careful with this KO and Hookah. They are extremely scared and also on the eco disadvantage. Noodle finds the kill, and I mean, both duelists on both sides.
1 enemy remaining.
Very lacking, at least for this half.
Noodle left in the 1v2.
both teams have been doing such a good job of supporting their duelists, regardless whether it be through util or just finding the kills for them. The space has been taken. And I mean, if you're,
Maybe the 9-3 curse is real.
Spike
point, I
planted.
mean, 9-8, they haven't dropped around. It's looking pretty real. I mean, on the side of Brooklyn College, you're comfortable. You have this Brimble. You don't.
Brace is getting caught off.
That's 3.
And at this point, you got to be wondering, where are the knives and why are we looking at this so much?
Why is our gun not out? Like,
Especially when it's a 1v2 and you do have that man disadvantage. You need to be playing aggressive.
Prepare for hell.
and Grimmel coming through, tagging him up. Noodle wins the 1v2.
And Brooklyn College might be able to bounce back from this. This is the round they needed, especially on their bye round. But they're going to be limping through on Eco once again.
I mean, Noodle is just absolutely carrying game. Mental athlete, even though he is having a poor performance compared to Ascent, has Noodle to back him up, right? Noodle is there to keep Brooklyn College in check.
I mean,
And SGU can't let him get to his head.
SJU has been playing pretty much similar to how they have been playing a lot of individualistic, traits, a lot of individualistic styles, but the performance is a lot better on defense. You're able to make those individual plays and still find really good value from them.
100%. This hookah fight's gonna be huge. Tracy's able to get the first pick onto Tyrell, leaving this into 5v4 and a trash SGU.
And I mean, if you're SJU here, you gotta be wondering, how are we gonna stop this push? What info are we gaining? I mean, Arena's already walked
Party's
up,
over.
pretty much
Mental
challenged.
athlete.
Blocking sight.
At this point, what is Arena looking for?
Running out, isn't able to find anything. Noodle able to shut it down, leaving this into a 4v3 advantage for Brooklyn College.
Spike planted.
I mean, what happened?
Shutting them down. Too suppressed.
This was prime for SGU. Maybe, just maybe, Tux can bring this back into a 3v3. Maybe it's winnable for SGU, but Kira has something to say about it. Leaving this down in a 3v2.
Penny isn't aware of the hookah flank as well. Could go down immediately.
One enemy
Big.
remaining.
No.
Will finds the pick. Finding another one. It's just not enough. And it looks like Brooklyn College has flipped a switch almost without a timeout. And we saw that timeout come earlier, in the half, and we thought, ooh, this is going to be the turning point. But it looks like there was a bit of a delay. Some FedEx shipping on that return. But the momentum is coming back slow and steady, and they do still have these very impactful ults.
SGU's momentum's been stopped. It's been halted. They need to find this round here. They cannot let this go to match point. They cannot let this be series and match point for Brooklyn College.
Especially when you're looking at the fact that both duelists have kind of had a lackluster game. It really is a matter of which team's duelist manages to lock back in first.
I mean, Talk just staying there with his Reina duo. Sova and Sky just walking up. Long flash coming through. Drone coming through. Full blind.
Big picks, and they are isolated. And the Mort really needs to not. These early deaths. Still very big possible round for this one. Big pick. That's looking like a really
One
nice shot.
enemy remaining.
We are still in the run.
Noodle full blind. Molly running into the smoke. Can't escape. And Ashu is able to find it.
SGU's clawing back at this win. They really need to grasp on something.
They need to take this round win and build that momentum back up, right? They need enough just to hit 12. Maybe give them a chance at winning this game and getting back into this series. They need to stop Noodle. They need to make sure he can't pop off, have those clutch rounds like he's been having this entire series.
I mean, Noodle's been finding such value as well, especially on the brim. You're starting to wonder, is it just a timing thing, or are we really just able to get these, when the confidence is high on the side of SG,
Let's play.
swinging into this controller player, they don't expect the aim to match the game sense, but it really is a mix of both.
Tuka pushes fast B split. And Brooklyn College just patented fast B split, coming back through the judgmental athlete, going back to his tried and true, finding the first blood, leaving Brooklyn College in an advantage situation. Tucky missing the first shot.
It's a very chaotic entry on the site. Kira finds another shot. This one, what are we able to find?
Last player standing.
And leaves
1v3
down in
up on the
3v1.
board.
Tucked has been amazing. Tucked has been playing great this entire series. Can he find the clutch his team needs? Missing the op shot. No chamber bullets left.
Gotta be
A
crunched
flank
on.
coming in from elbow. What can you do?
360 coming out pretty signature shot.
Had to die, but you are not part
It's over.
of your picture.
Match point for Brooklyn
point.
College. Match series point. I mean,
If you look at the scoreboard, at least on both teams, you see very strong performances out of both top two players. Like, also, just the roles that are finding these kills. You know, the controller and then the flashes on the side of Brooklyn College, as well as the secondary duelist and the chamber on the side of SGU. You know, Flanny really in their own head. It's time like these where you really just need to be able to snap out of it, whether it be from the help of your teammates or a coach. You got to be able to flip that switch.
100%. And I mean, Brooklyn College thinking they found the secret ingredient, right? Thinking this B split is just theirs to win. Rizzo missing to Rosa. Dashing in, finding the pick on the Mori, leading us down to a 3-5 for SGU.
This round is
And
looking
what can they do?
impossible. And I mean, you gotta be wondering
Spike planted.
on this rain. A big pick out of Omen. Still very possible to keep this. You gotta be wondering where's this aggression, where is this confidence that we need, especially out of our main list. At that point, if you're not swinging, you're kind of doing yourself a disservice.
Flash coming through, double flash, trying to get out of this smoke, and Brooklyn College just isn't letting him through. No air to breathe. This could be it. This could be over. Bomb ticking, leaving it down to Tuck, and there's nothing he can do.
That's game.
That's it.
Attackers win.
I mean, what started off looking like a really promising comeback, I was almost rooting for the underdogs here with SJU. I really wanted to see them bring it back, but unfortunately, that just wasn't in the record for today.
I mean, SU and Brooklyn College both playing absolutely amazing. I am super excited to see what they can do later down the line in these Beltway battles. But folks, that is it for today. We have ended our final series of the day. I hope you enjoyed the series, and I can't wait for the next Beltway battle.
It's been a great game.